Welcome to The Future is Bright, the Nevada Women's Fund podcast, where we shine a light on the transformative impact of women across Northern Nevada. Join us as we dive into inspiring stories of meaningful conversations and critical issues that highlight the limitless potential of women as drivers of positive change.
Lisa is a native Nevadan who joined NV Energy 38 years ago. In her current position, she plays a critical role in NV Energy's philanthropic partnerships and relationships, as well as an integral role in numerous community and employee events for NV Energy. Her passion to enrich her community is evident in her volunteerism and nonprofit board involvement. She loves being active and spending quality time outdoors with her husband, 2 sons, daughter-in-law, and grandbabies. Hi, Lisa. Welcome.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Lisa is the community relations lead at NV Energy, and I don't know that everybody understands what that role is. I do. I'm very fortunate at Nevada Women's Fund to get to work with Lisa. I consider her a friend. But will you share with our guests what your role is at NV Energy?
Absolutely. So I have the best job in the company. In community relations, we're the heart of NV Energy. So we get to connect our employees and our company with the communities where we live and work across Northern Nevada.
And that's one of the things I've learned is across Northern Nevada. So you're in the rurals as well.
We are, yes. We extend as far east as Elko, and then we serve Tonopah, Yerington, Carson, Fallon, Lovelock.
Lisa smiled at me when she said Fallon because she knows I'm a Fallon girl. She knows I love the rurals.
Does she know that I'm a Fallon girl too?
She does not.
No.
I am. I moved to Fallon in 8th grade, so in 1989, and I graduated out of Fallon. Yes,
You did, yeah. So my cousins and I have family in Fallon. My dad currently lives in Fallon.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that connection to Fallon.
Are you still there?
I'm not. I live here in Reno,
Okay.
but a lot of my best friends are still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a perfect little community.
A lot of connections, of course, when you talk about Nevada. You're a native Nevadan.
I am born and raised. Actually, we were living in Lovelock at the time and then moved to Sparks about a year later.
And I know that we've talked about this, Lisa, but being in a position in our community where you can support the community that you love, the rural communities here in Washoe County, Reno and Sparks, that's, I know from my perspective, you do have the coolest job because you're the person that gives the money. I'm sure there's some ups and downs to it that I would like to talk about, but you're the hero that gets to go into these communities and support their greatest needs.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I get to see, and our team gets to see firsthand the amazing work that our nonprofits are doing. And not everybody gets the privilege of that. But even just, it extends beyond the nonprofit organizations and the work we get to do with our employees.
Talk about that. I was fortunate enough to be in a room and learn about some of the initiatives that NV Energy has taken on because of employee needs or events that have happened to employees, and I'd love for you to share those stories.
The programs that we offer to employees
And I think some of the initiatives, nonprofit or supportive initiatives that you've done based on life events for employees.
So we have an employee giving campaign. We have numerous ways that we do support our employees and opportunities for our employees to get involved in the communities. The company really supports that. As part of our employee giving campaign, we have an employee crisis fund where current employees can donate to this crisis fund through United Way that is available to employees that are having a crisis are in need of some assistance.
And a crisis could be
Personal, family, any type of a crisis and that's all administered through United Way. It's confidential, anonymous.
what a culture that would create in the workplace, right? To know that not only is your company supporting you, but your peers, the other employees in the company care enough to have this fund.
That's incredible. I didn't know that you all had that program and that you did that. Yeah.
Yeah, we do. Our employees are extremely generous.
And your employees are able to volunteer in the community on NV Energy's time?
Yes and no. So we have company-sponsored events, but NV Energy employees are really empowered to seek out those opportunities in those organizations that they're passionate about, and the employee supports them in that work that they do. So in statewide 2023, our employees volunteered over 32,000 hours.
Wow,
That
that's
was-
amazing.
That's statewide. And so to kind of encourage and, in a sense, reward our employees for the work that they're doing, we have a Dollars for Doers volunteer reward program that's paid through the NV Energy Foundation.
Wow.
So if an employee has an organization that they're passionate about and that they already volunteer with, they log those hours. And once they reach 35 hours that they've logged, the foundation pays a $350 volunteer reward grant to that organization on behalf of the employee.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So those employees that are involved on a board, it's a great way to help fulfill that board commitment. Newly implemented this year through our employee giving campaign, the NV Energy Foundation approved a matching gift program. So employees that already are making those pledges through our employee giving campaign, those pledges can be designated to a nonprofit of their choice, but now our foundation matches those pledges 100% up to $500.
Wow, that's incredible.
So that just doubles that impact.
I love that it's a nonprofit of their choice.
Yes, their choice.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that.
I know there's a lot of people listening right now, probably some nonprofit leaders, probably people who sit on boards that support nonprofits, and they're all wanting to know, how does NV Energy choose where their money goes and what nonprofits they support? And I can imagine that it's far more difficult than I would anticipate. Can you tell us what that process looks like? And does NV Energy have certain pillars that they want to focus on? And is that what guides you?
We do. We have our giving pillars are environmental, education STEM, safety wellness or community well-being, and arts and culture. So our primary priorities, we did a little bit of research and wanted to really focus our funding, really on what mattered most to our customers in the communities where we live.
You actually surveyed your customers
We
to
did.
determine what
we surveyed
they
our customers to find out, what are your priorities in our community? Where would these customers like to see NV Energy and NV Energy Foundation support? And what came out of that was our primary priorities, environmental, education STEM, safety wellness, also workforce development is,
Amen.
yes. Yeah. So we really look for those organizations and those programs where we can partner with these priorities. We really, NV Energy, our corporate social responsibility and philanthropy, we really want to be seen as a trusted community partner. And so we look for those programs that have the best opportunities to be able to partner, to bring those stories, make the greater impact and bring those stories to life and be able to shine a light on both what we're doing as a foundation and a corporation and also what the organization is doing and the impact that they're making.
You want to be able to leverage the great work that they're doing with your resources and dollars to create a ripple effect that impacts the state in the best way possible.
Yes.
Amazing. I would be remiss if I did not say NV Energy has been a supporter of Nevada Women's Fund for decades.
Yes.
Decades.
Yes.
And this year, for the first time, you're a corporate scholarship partner.
Yeah, we're so excited
That's
about that.
exciting.
Yes.
So For the first time, we will have an NV Energy Scholarship that we're very excited to award. In 2024, it's actually being awarded right now.
And a rural recipient, is that?
And to a rural
Yes.
recipient.
Goodness. I love that. That's so touches my heart to think about the impact you're having in the rural communities.
Yeah, and I love to look for that support and the opportunities in our rural communities. And, for the employees need to see that we're in their districts and we're in their communities and we're supporting them in the work that they're doing as well.
Absolutely. So when we talk about workforce development and scholarships and education, we want to make sure that we are creating the next generation of leaders here in our community. And one of the things that I find really interesting as we're looking ahead is if we're looking at our top industries in Northern Nevada, it's agriculture, mining, manufacturing, and tourism. And there's a lot of skilled trades necessary in all of those industries, not necessarily just college degrees.
Yes.
And so NV Energy hires people at all levels.
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah. So one thing that we are really proud of is the work that we have done in that education, STEM, workforce development arena. We, I think over the past 24 years, have awarded nearly $2 million in
Ooh, I
education.
love to talk about I love dollar figures.
Yeah.
$2 million to education?
I can feel your heart just jump.
Yes.
It did. I love
Tell
dollars.
me, give me
I
the
love
numbers.
dollars.
Yes.
And that's,
We love that you love dollars.
dollars matter.
Dollars
They
matter.
do.
Yes.
Yes.
Well
Dollars
said.
make the world go round.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and that is support to education STEM initiatives, supporting teachers, trainings, our scholarship program. We have a powerful partnership scholarship program that's available every year to high school seniors. Our Nevada Women's Fund Scholarship. We have a community college scholarship program. But beyond the money and the dollars, we have an internship program. So we bring summer interns in from the university, and we have one this summer. She's amazing. I think she's learning a lot.
Internships are so valuable to learn what you want to do in the workplace in the future and what you don't want to do, right?
Yes.
Especially, yes.
And so I think also, with the trades, I think that maybe not a misconception, but I think when people hear NV Energy Utility Company, your mind immediately goes to a lineman. And so what we are doing in September is we're hosting a skills showcase in conjunction with IBEW, Local 1245, which is our union. And so we will have Western Nevada College, Great Basin College, Truckee Meadows Community College there with their information that they have available on their trades programs.
This is fantastic.
Yeah,
Yes, it
we're
is.
going to highlight all of the trades and the career opportunities that are available within NV Energy. So not just the line workers, but we have electricians, welders, accountants, engineers. I think
Yes.
that, it's so broad and there's so much available. And we realize that not every student is college bound. And there are a lot of trade opportunities. And so we're targeting the CTE programs, high school, junior and senior, to get them to our facility and let them see everything that's available.
That's exciting. I'm going to drop a statistic and sound really smart.
We love
right
your
now.
statistics.
Did you
Tell us.
know that women in the trades have gone up 47% in the last 5 years?
I didn't know that, but I'm not surprised.
I didn't
Right?
know that either.
It's really impressive because we see that the cost for a 4-year university degree is becoming prohibitive for some individuals to go to college. And that's why Nevada Women's Fund scholarships exist, plenty of other support exists, but it still is becoming prohibitive. And then you're looking at 4 years or 6 years or 8 years. Whereas the trades, you can go in almost immediately and start making money, or within 9 months, you are making a career level salary. not everybody wants to be behind a computer or be behind a desk,
Right.
and that includes women.
Yeah.
Yes.
So women see
Sure.
that entry to career level work is more affordable,
Yeah.
and it's faster, and then like we're talking
And
about,
funner.
and oftentimes more fun. But people want that
The
hands-on.
hands-on, yes.
Yeah.
As somebody,
Exactly.
as a mother and who has two kids who one of them knows they don't want to go to college, that is something that I have my eye on. Like, what do we put them in to get hands-on training? What do I introduce them to so that they have that decision of what they want to do, you know? And so that means a lot to me as a mother in the community with kids that may not want to go to college.
What age?
They are turning 14 and 12 next month. I can't believe it. Oh my
So
goodness.
maybe a little young for our
Yes.
skills showcase, but
Sure.
you never know.
But I think after doing this podcast, you know, it gives me the information of what Nevada NV Energy is doing to talk to them about, you know, there are these programs that you can look into, and I can start kind of planting the seed of this is an option if you don't want to go to college,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
I think that's what's so important about having these programs and representation of what's available in the community. So bravo to NV Energy for doing that. That means a lot to me as a mom.
And you use the word representation, and I think that's very important, that women are seeing other women in the trades, because there's a social stigma still to women in certain industries, and that's something that we need to work on and change, so that women are reminded that empowering achievement, which is
Right.
the Nevada Women's Fund mission, is across all industries. Whatever you want to do, we just want you to be empowered to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And have the information to know, as I think I talked about on the last podcast, not really knowing what the options were for me as somebody who was, you know, comes from a first generation attending college. I didn't really know. So I think it's important to let women know you can be an electrician. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a welder.
Or a welder.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool. Okay, I have a couple of questions from the nonprofit side. So NV Energy offers support across the state, as we're talking about, and you choose based on your pillars where funding goes, not you specifically, but the organization. But then what are you looking for from your nonprofit partners?
Well, there's multiple things, criteria that we really look for and look at, and also that are taken into consideration. One of those being the involvement of employees. You know, we really support employees that serve on those boards and employees that are involved in the organizations. The relationships are key, as you know. The communication, you know, between an organization and us as the foundation and corporation, so that we know, you know, what the impact that you're making. We're able to report that information back to our foundation board, to our foundation committees. You know, it makes it easier when we have that knowledge and we see the impact firsthand. So really those relationships, the communication, working together. I love looking for creative ideas on how we can build out the stories that we want, like this. I love this idea. It's so creative. It's so fun, rather than, you know, the big phony check presentation. I know that it's a good
Right,
visual
right.
and people love that, but I really want to bring more of a human element to what we do and the impact that we're making. We also look for opportunities to add in that volunteer component with an organization. Again, it just elevates the impact that we're able to make when we're able to tie in our volunteers
Absolutely.
with a grant or support that we're already doing. So there's multiple, you know, things that we look for. Obviously, how an organization's mission aligns with our mission in our philanthropy. So
Can you share with us, I always love the heart,
Me
a
too.
project, a nonprofit, an effort that has really just meant something to you or to NV Energy or to the organization as a whole?
well, and that's such a tough question, because every
You
organization...
can't pick
That's good.
favorites. You can
That's
pick
a good
favorites here,
answer.
Lisa.
I love it.
No,
It means there's
truly
too many to really
is.
pick, right?
There are so many
Yeah.
worthy and amazing nonprofits, and every time that we go on a tour or have a meeting or do a volunteer project. I love what we do. That's what I'm so blessed, with in the role that I'm in. And so it's hard,
Yeah.
to pick, a single, but I have been on the board of Domestic Violence Resource Center for the last 13 years.
I think you've been the chair.
I'm immediate past chair. So I just,
Wow.
Yes.
You guys have done amazing work.
And it's been so fun and so exciting to see the transition that's taken place within that organization and the work that's being done every day to rebuild the lives of these victims and their children, and they're empowered and they have confidence and they're homeowners.
Is that part of the program, is helping them get into a home?
We have a financial literacy program. So, as you can imagine, as you know, a lot of these victims have been financially abused as well. They have not had access to money. They don't know how to pay bills. A lot of them haven't had jobs. And so it's the workforce development, it's the education, the counseling, the financial literacy, it's everything that they need to be independent, strong. Not all women, we do support men as well, but to be able to live happy, healthy lives.
Yeah, DVRC, Domestic Violence Resource Center, has been doing some incredible work. And shout out to Kristen Kennedy and obviously the board. Have I heard that you guys, you're on the team there, so I can say that. Did I hear that you are working on a capital campaign to build?
Yes.
Okay.
A new shelter.
And how many doors? How many do we know?
We're still in the design phase, but we've worked with UNR on what kind of the future of our population and demographics and what that looks like, and trying to get out in front of that and be a little bit more proactive in building that capacity of what we're able to take in emergency shelter.
A great gift to our community that will be, and goes to speak again. You have an employer, NV Energy, who has given you the time and the resources to be able to sit on that board and make an impact in our community, not just in your role as NV Energy, but in your role at DVRC.
And as you know, too, we've had several employees
on the board of
Nevada Women's Fund.
Absolutely. We would always love to have representation on the board of Nevada Women's Fund. We should actually talk about that, because I ran into somebody recently and I was like, oh, she would be so good on our board.
Yes.
I love how you're always going around collecting people. I love it. She's like, she will help. She can help. I love that. I just wanted to know, how did you get involved in helping the DVRC?
So go ahead.
Yes, how NV Energy did in your role, yes.
Well, and I think that just the work we do as community relations and having that relationship already in place with, at the time, it was Committee to Aid Abused Women. And the manager of community relations at the time, CAW had just hired on a new executive director. And so the manager of community relations, I wanted to get involved in a nonprofit and serve on a board. I just hadn't really figured out where I wanted to land. And so she said, well, here's an opportunity to join the committee, the event planning committee for their big annual fundraising event. So if you want to join the committee, see how it goes. And so I did that, and I joined the board right after. And then worked my way up through the executive committee to chair.
That's fantastic. Bringing it back to corporate philanthropy. Corporate philanthropy, I think, has changed in the last few years. Can you speak to that and tell us what it looks like going forward, changes, or you're the expert here?
Well, I think it will continue to evolve. I think it has to evolve based on the needs of our communities, honestly. And so I think it's trying to be kind of, in a sense, proactive, but also transparency. This year we've reallocated our budget and we're focusing more on some strategic partner grants. So we're trying to give some larger grants to fewer organizations in an effort to make that greater impact.
That's what I see in corporate philanthropy today, is it's more intentional. We don't want to just piecemeal it out to everyone, and we want to help everyone. Of course you do, but we are looking at our community from the 30,000 foot level. Yes. And want to be more intentional in our giving.
Yes. And in 2022, I want to say it was close to 300 nonprofit organizations that we had funded, and the majority of those being within that $5,000 to $10,000 range. Mm-hmm. So it's just not effective,
right,
in us being able to bring that awareness out to our customers in the community in what we're doing with our philanthropic efforts. In our customer surveys, we're sitting at 25% of customer awareness. So we're really trying to...
Meaning customers don't see where your philanthropic dollars are going.
Only 25% of customers are aware.
That was my next question. I was like, how do you tell your customers what's happening in the organization?
That's the struggle. Yeah. And so it is these larger strategic partner trying to really fund more, I guess, quality, larger grants to fewer organizations to really have that opportunity to tell that story and change our narrative on the impact that we're making and shine a light on both what we're doing as a foundation and a corporation, but also what the nonprofit organization is doing and the difference that they're making in the community.
Right. And I see it. You guys are doing amazing work. You have for many years, but I think I'm seeing too some really great commercials like that touch my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'm the kind of girl that cries at a commercial, and I think Envy Energy has made a tearjerker.
This is what we do.
That's so nice.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
How fun. I had no idea Envy Energy was so involved this way in giving back. And I think as a community part, as somebody who's lived here since 1995 and watched what you do, I think it just makes me, I just want to tell everybody
Good.
about what you're doing.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to do that through this podcast.
We are.
I'm so appreciative of your time. I think I have like 3 takeaways that we need to meet for coffee.
Okay.
I definitely want to be talking about women in the trades with you.
Yes.
And the work you're doing and our initiatives, and see how we can bring those together.
Yes.
What else do I want to talk to you about?
Dollars. Just kidding.
I love numbers. Oh, am I allowed
The
to
money.
ask how much money this year will Envy Energy put into our community in philanthropic dollars?
Okay, so in 2023, statewide, $5.3 million.
Wow.
And so
That did deserve a drum roll.
We're on target to reach that again this year.
$5.3 million in the state of Nevada.
Yes, and that's through our employee giving, our employee volunteer, our corporate philanthropy, and the foundation.
That's a good note to
Bravo.
end on. 5.3. I love dollars. $5.3
There you
million
go, girl.
in our community from an incredible corporate partner here, doing great work and giving back. Thank you, Lisa.
We'd love to hear it.
Thank you so much for inviting me. This has been a lot of fun.
Good.
Thank you for being here. It's so nice to meet you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. And while it's hot, keep our homes cool.
Yes.
Keep my car charged.
Yes. We will. We'll do our best.
We need the air, the cool air. We love you for that.
Founded in 1983, Nevada Women's Fund emerged to rectify the national disparity in funding allocated to women and women's organizations. Over the years, Nevada Women's Fund has contributed nearly $10 million in education scholarships and grants, fostering the empowerment of women across Northern Nevada. Today, Nevada Women's Fund remains dedicated to spotlighting and dismantling barriers to education and ensuring women receive the necessary support and opportunities to advance their professional careers. You can contribute to Nevada Women's Fund's mission by donating to their scholarship and grants program at nevadawomensfund.org or email info@nevadawomensfund.org to learn about more ways to get involved.